What's up, everyone? Welcome back. Today we have the SPY sitting at 541, right at those all-time highs, as well as the Qs attempting to break higher. We also have Broadcom breaking out, jumping from around $1,400 to $1,700 per share, and NVDA continues to climb higher. So how much higher can these markets go? How long can we maintain this bull run? And uh, what stocks and sectors that we could look at to outperform the market, including some undervalued sectors that look like they may be breaking out. And then we will also discuss Bitcoin and crypto. So if that sounds good to you, you know what to do. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more. And let's get into it. All right, guys. So let's discuss first off adoption curves and what that means for technology and crypto. So this is a chart of the adoption curves of technology over the past 200 years or so. And when people ask about things like Bitcoin or AI, and those types of things, well, all you have to do is take a look at what happens to technology over time. You had the railroad and then steel production, industrial revolution type technologies back in the 1800s and early 1900s. And then as we moved into uh, the 1950s, you had the television, and then more recently the 80s and 90s and 2000s. Well, it's been a lot more about what we would consider modern day technology, such as mobile phones, internet, and uh, internet services, those types of things. But if you look at this technology chart and then you look at Bitcoin or crypto such as Ethereum, well, you see that this is really just started to take off in the last decade. So anyone that doesn't understand crypto, this is just something to consider because these technology adoption curve models almost always play out exactly like this. Once something starts to run and gets more people involved and excited, well, then it just keeps continuing to grow. And really, you could say the same thing about AI. I think AI is just kind of getting started here. Of course, AI has been talked about for decades now, really. I remember, you know, talking about it back in the 90s, with movies like Terminator and stuff like that. But yeah, I think the actual technology is just really kind of getting started here. But I wanted to discuss first off, how much longer could these markets run? Well, obviously, no one knows for sure, but it does appear that we are maintaining this 18-year real estate cycle. Um, and this also shows the business cycles as well as what uh, markets do. And right now, it looks like we are entering that 2-year winner's curse, and where we just start to see these stocks, such as NVIDIA, just continue to climb higher. We have an explosion in a few of the stocks and sectors, such as some of the commodities. So um, this could still run a while, and we know in presidential election years that generally going into that presidential election, markets do well and continue to climb, and that's typically a good season for things like crypto, and we'll get into that later in this video. But I wanted to show you a couple other sectors that I'm looking at that appears to have put in a basing formation and may want to move higher and may uh, outperform some of these other big cap stocks that are just, at extreme valuations. I won't call them extreme because really uh, the PEs can go a lot higher, but um, it's just better not to chase. It's better to get in early. So this is the consumer discretionaries, XLY, and you can see here we bottomed out back in the end of 2022. Been kind of putting in this series of higher lows and higher highs here on this chart, and um, we just retested this trend line here in the last couple of months a couple of times. So it looks like this sector here may start to show some outperformance over the broader markets um, if we continue to see breadth widening. So that's good for stocks such as Shopify, and there's a lot of other ones out there. Shopify is sitting at 66.18, getting a nice little bounce off this trend line. Um, so it looks like it may want to go up and close this gap here around $70. That could happen here in just the next couple of days. Again, don't chase on things like these. If you're looking at a long-term investment, okay, yeah, maybe you could see this do a lot better, or a swing trade continuing in this bull run if you think this bull run's going to go much higher. Because if we do zoom out here a little bit, Shopify is one of those stocks that ran back in 2021 and could go much higher. We also have things like TLT, the bonds market uh, ripping higher here the last couple days at 94.58, breaking out of this pennant that we had here. Excuse me, guys, got a little tickle in my nose. Um, but yeah, I've been talking about this here for several months now, and it's broken out of this pennant, and it looks like it wants to go higher. We know that um, eventually the Fed will have to cut rates, and so that's good for things like the bonds markets. Another one you could look at is TNX, the 10-year. That thing has absolutely ripped. Um, we also have the IWM sitting at 198.50, just kind of struggling here a little bit to maintain this $200 level. But nevertheless, I think you're going to see a lot of these small cap stocks start to outperform the market here in the coming months as we enter these late stages of this bull cycle. And I do think we probably still see things go higher for the next 12 to 18 months on these markets. It's hard to predict. You want to react to the markets if you are trading, or you want to try to get the best investment opportunities. Um, so it's just always a good idea to keep a lookout for what markets may do better. Um, and of course, some of these small cap stocks and crypto miners are really starting to take off. This is BitDeer, BTDR, sitting at 949. This is blown through my expectations. I started talking about this here uh, a couple of months ago, and whenever we were coming up to this downsloping trend line, I thought we may get a breakout back here in going into April. we fell a little bit lower. We finally broke that, came back down and retested that, and got a couple more entries down here in the mid fives, but we had another downsloping trend line, and once we broke this one, well, this thing has just absolutely uh, skyrocketed here in the last several weeks. So that has been a great trade. Don't chase if you're, wanting to get in on something like this. It's best to wait for it to pull back and get a better entry. This is a relatively new stock, so it's hard to say how high this could go. But yeah, this thing could really rip if these crypto markets start to take off. I just wait for a pullback into a better zone before trying to get in on something like that. And another crypto miner is Riot, ticker symbol RIOT, sitting at 1075. And we have this trend line right here. We're just starting to break out of that, and we got a little nice inverse head and shoulders pattern here. So it looks like Riot could be one of those stocks that takes off next here in the coming days and weeks. Of course, it'll depend on the crypto market and if Bitcoin can hold those levels, and we will talk more about that here in just a moment. But if you are interested in buying stocks, ETFs, crypto, or gold, you can do so over on Robinhood. And right now, new deposits get a 1% boost and can start earning 5% APY, and they offer 8 times the national savings rate and allow you to begin building your portfolio with just as little as $1 and trade commission free. They also offer crypto such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge, and many more, as well as gold. So if you're interested, you can click the link down below, and I do appreciate it. But let's get into Bitcoin and crypto. So I just wanted to start off with this because people outside of the crypto world, they aren't even paying attention right now. And this is what you need to understand about trading and investing is you want to get really good entries. I'm more of an investor and swing trader, so that's what I look for. Um, but you really want to get several factors in your favor whenever making investments or trading decisions. And the best time to buy is when no one is looking. And this is a search of Bitcoin on Google uh, since for the past 5 years. And you can see right now, no one's paying attention. We are just getting started with these searches to go up. You can see what happened back here in 2021. And so really, no one's even paying attention at the moment outside of crypto. So that is bullish over the long term for sure for crypto. Let's take a look at Bitcoin right now, sitting at 66,700, showing a little bit of weakness here over the past day or two. Honestly, I thought we were probably going to probably already break those all-time highs, or at least go up there and retest those again, but the last day or two's been a little weak. Um, I don't think anything too concerning. We're just continuing to range sideways here. We may go back down and test around the $64,000-$65,000 level. If we can't maintain that and set in a higher high, well, we could possibly go down to 60,000, retest that bottom end of the range. Um, so that would be something to look for, and we may see a bounce there. But really, I think that uh, the bulls are still in control here. I don't, uh, I think it just leans to the bullish side still. That's what I want to say. I think there's still about a 60% chance or so that Bitcoin can go and retest these all-time highs and possibly break out. That's what we really want to see. We want to see a breakout on this range here, um, and be able to flip that into support. So bounce above these all-time highs and then retest that. And then I think you may see crypto and Bitcoin really start to take off with targets around $85,000 here in the coming weeks. So that is a real possibility. And one of those things that may jumpstart the crypto markets a little bit again is we have the ETH ETF S1 approval sometime this summer, uh, as Gensler sees it. So that could be coming very soon. A lot of people are asking, when's this supposed to come out? And some people are saying it may be here in the next couple of months. I tend to think so. It would coincide with the crypto season that gets so exciting during the fall, and everyone just loses their minds and goes crazy. And so it would make sense if they decided to launch this ETF going into the fall, going into the election, and knowing that every vote is going to count. I think it's going to be a rather tight election, um, and both parties are fighting for those swing states. And honestly, crypto is one of those things, that more and more people are starting to wake up to and realize, how do you fight inflation? Well, you have to be in assets that outperform. Um, so I think you're going to see more and more people start to buy in. Plus, we have the big institutional players with their ETFs, and um, they're starting to market those now a little bit. And so we are just getting started here. I believe Ethereum sitting at 34.73, right on that midline. I said that I thought if we saw Ethereum come down to the 36 or $3,400 level, that would be a good entry point. And if we come back down to around 32, well, I think that would be a great entry point. We have this upwards sloping trend line on Ethereum that may also act as support, and the RSIs are right at the bottom side on the oversold on the daily. And also, if we take a look at here a little bit longer term, we are just starting to tick up on the weekly. And Solana again sitting at 145, just trying to hold our trend line and the RSIs right at the bottom side of the range. So you could see these cryptos possibly take off any day. There is a real possibility of that. But I will say, there has been a little bit of weakness here the past couple of days. So, it could stay ranging sideways here a bit longer, possibly over the next month or so. But I think eventually you're going to see this thing break out big in either direction, really. It could, go down further, but over the long term, still very bullish on these markets whenever you consider adoption of these technologies and what they are doing and everything going on in the background over time. I just can't imagine these markets not doing a lot better, especially if you stick to the bigger coins such as Bitcoin Ethereum, Solana, AVAX, maybe Chainlink. I think, those are relatively uh, safe investments with a good risk to reward ratio over the long term. If you're interested in buying crypto, silver, or gold, you can do so with iTrust Capital. iTrust Capital allows you to invest in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and many more with low cost and no monthly fee in a tax advantage IRA. I use iTrust, and what I like about them is they allow you to roll over a portion or all of your 401k or IRA into iTrust. Plus, they have 4,500 plus 5-star reviews on Google, and they also have people you can actually talk to when you're setting up your account. I thought I found that very helpful whenever I set up my account because we know how frustrating it can be when you're trying to do something and all you get is an automated service. So if you're interested, you can use the link down below. All right, guys. Don't forget to follow me over on X or Twitter at Mind of Financier. I am Mind of the Financier on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. So you can follow me there as well. Um, but over here on X, I post anything that I see that has to do with the markets, including stocks, commodities, and crypto. So you can follow me there, get this information faster, and whenever I see something, I will post it over there. All right, guys, happy Friday to you all. I know I said in yesterday's video, happy Friday to you all, but yeah, when you live in the woods, sometimes you mix up your days just a bit. But anyway, guys, happy Friday. I hope you all have a great day, a great weekend. Until next time, guys, be legendary, take care, and peace out.